Hi, welcome, fellow and future weirdos of the flock. Come in, come in, come in. Um, where we left off, uh, Sodom and Gomorrah was going to war. So, Sodom, Gomorrah, and therefore Sodom, Gomorrah, and two other kingdoms were going against Charmander and five other kingdoms. So Sodom and them lost, okay? So Charmander won. And then they busted that ass and they took Lot and all of Lot's riches as war spoils, right? And then somebody escaped and they told a guy called Abe the Hebrew. Not our Abe, apparently. It's a different Abe. So this Abe told our Abe, like, hey, listen. Your nephew's been taken captive, right? And they straight ran that like he was a white guy in the ghetto. Listen, they took all his shit. And Abe's like, they did. He's like, okay, yeah. So he took 300 of his guys and he was like, hey, we're about to go fight 5 armies. Let's go do it. So Abe and his dudes, like 300 of them, went and fought 5 armies and took Lot back. So they took, okay, everything that these 5 armies took. Abe took it all back and brought it to Sodom and Gomorrah and the other two. And then the king of Sodom's like, you can have all this. I just want the people. I don't know exactly why he wanted to keep the people and not the stuff, but the inside of me feels like that's such a nice thing. Like he just wants the people. But I don't know his ulterior motives, but it's really nice. He's like, I want to keep the people, not the stuff. And Abe's like, nah, bitch, you're keeping it all because I will be Jesus damned if if you take it if you take solace in the thought that you made me rich. I was rich before you, and I'll be rich after you. But you are not the motherfucker that made me rich. Bitch, please. But what you will do is pay these guys. You don't need to pay me. You need to pay these guys. And then you can take all this shit. Just give Lot his stuff back. Right? And that's where we left off. So, come in. Press like on your way in and press subscribe on your way in because that is important. Right? And then stop here in the kitchen and grab you some keep other people alive juice. Pack Larry the Lizard Guy right here. Pack Larry the Lizard Guy to go on this journey. Okay, are you ready? Did you take your medicine? Listen, you could have took your medicine that whole time I was talking. So, oh, good, you took your medicine. Good deal. Okay, so I am Nikki K, the Great, your super awesome narrating host, right? Because I'm amazing. And this is the party pen for weirdos to hang out and hear the Bible in a very, very inappropriate way. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. What was the other thing? No, I think that was it. So, let's smoke it, drink it, and read it, right? Let's do the damn thing. So, we are on chapter 15. Yeah, I labeled my videos wrong. Listen, I got issues. So, we're on chapter 15, okay? So, I guess we're by ourselves. So then, well, Abe's by himself. And the Lord came to Abe in a vision. All right. He said, "Do not fear, Abe. I am a shield to you. Your reward shall be very great." Right? And Abe said, "What the hell are you going to give me? Listen, I don't even have any kids. Somebody else's kid is gonna get my inheritance. Like, I have all this shit, and then there's nobody. So what the fuck are you gonna do for me?" I don't know if he exactly said it like that, but I probably would have, especially if I've just been walking around and then I just fought 5 armies, and then I didn't even get paid for it because, I got some kind of issue with doing okay or something. Like, I'm kind of like, like, you keep telling me these things and this is no good. Duh, I want the baby. Okay. Then God said, "You'll be fucking fine. You'll have a son when I feel like you should have a son." So, you'll have a baby, but you gotta wait a couple 100 years. Don't even worry about it. So then he believed in the Lord, and he reckoned it to him as righteousness. So God's just like, "Hey, you're going to be great." And Abe's like, "Hey, I'm going to be great. High five. Spiritual high five." Right? Something like that. And the Lord said, "I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to possess it." Okay? And Abe was like, "How do I know that?" Right? You said it, but how do I know that? See, this is a Jew thing. Like, I know you're omnipresent. Omnipresent. You're some kind of omni thing. I get that, right? But I'm gonna need some proof. I mean, I believe in you, obviously, because you're here, but I need to know what you're saying is real. You know, I'm a snake Jew, so I assume everybody's a snake. So the Lord said, "Bring me a 3-year-old heifer, a 3-year-old female goat, a 3-year-old ram, a turtle dove, and a baby pigeon." Then he brought all these to God, or to the Lord, cut them in two, and laid each half opposite the other, but he did not cut the birds. And the birds of prey came down upon the carcasses, and Abe drove them away. He's like, don't eat the guts. God wants the guts. Now, when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abe, and behold, terror and great darkness fell upon him. And God said to Abraham, not Abram, Abe. He said it to Abe. Okay. So this is God right here. Okay. And he said, know for certain. Oh, right here. Know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, where they will be enslaved and oppressed for 400 years. But I will also judge the nation whom they will serve, and afterward they will come out with many possessions. Hold on, okay. But hey, check it out though. You? Ain't nothing gonna happen to you, dude. You're gonna be totally alright. But listen. Everything that comes out of your semen, right? They're gonna suffer terribly. But you're gonna be okay. Like, seriously, okay. You're gonna die at a nice, ripe old age. It is gonna be fan-fucking-tastic, Gail. In the fourth generation, they shall return here, for the iniquity of the Amorite is not yet complete. And it came about when the sun had set, it was very dark, and behold, there appeared a smoking oven and a flaming torch, which passed between the pieces. Okay, on that day, the Lord made a covenant with Abe, saying, to your descendants I have given this land, from the river of Egypt to the Euphrates, the Kenite, the Kenizzite, the Kedamonite, the Hittite, Perizzite, Rephaim, Amorite, the Canaanite, the Girgashite, and the Jebusite. I don't know why it names all of those names right there. Listen, I do not even know why. But verse 19, 20, and 21 are nothing but names of tribes of people that I do not know why they are in there. Okay? But I know one of the men that claimed to be Moses' dad, because Moses' dad, is it Moses? I think it is Moses' dad. Yeah. Uh, he has three different names, and one of them, he's a Kenite. One of Moses, one of the people claiming to be Moses' father says he's a Kenite. It's a whole story. Just wait till we get there. There's a badass bitch in that story. Listen, she's a motherfucker. Oh, I like her. Anyway, anyway, we will be. Oh my God. Okay, listen. We will be right back. We're gonna go pee, get a refill, pack Larry the Lizard Guy for the next part of this journey, and we will be right back. Go pee. Okay, chapter 16. Okay, now this is the drama. This is some drama. Are you ready? Listen. Okay. Now, Sarai, Abe's wife, had borne no children, and she had an Egyptian maid whose name was Hagar. Okay. And Sarai said to Abe, "Behold, the Lord has prevented me from bearing children. Please go into my maid. Perhaps I shall obtain children through her." And Abe was like, "Okay." So Abe decided to boink an Egyptian because his wife gave him permission. And so he did and had a baby. And when when she saw that Hagar had had a baby, okay, hold on. So Abe boinked Hagar and she had a baby. And when she saw she had conceived, Sarai was like, "Oh, fuck this bitch," right? And Sarai said to Abe, "I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but what the hell?" Like, wow, she's acting all kinds of funny, right? Like, she's being all kinds of funny. And Abe was like, "Oh, what the fuck, man? You told me to. You told me to. You take care of it yourself. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching that shit with somebody else's dick. No way. Nope. You handle it. You wanted it done. You do it. Right?" And Sarai treated her really bad and was like, get the fuck out of here, yo. Right? Like, get out. And uh, now, Hagar was roaming around aimlessly, crying, and she has this baby attached to her titty, right? So she's walking around with this tiny little baby. And the angel of the Lord appeared to her by a spring of water in the wilderness on the way to Shur. And he was like, "What's up, yo?" And like, I'm sure she was like super freaked out. Like, "What the fuck? Where did you come from? Where did you come from?" Right. But he was chilling and he was like, "Where did you come from? How about that? And where are you going?" He started singing her Dave Matthews. And she's like, "The lady I was working for was like, hey, have sex with my husband, make baby." So I had sex with her husband and made baby. And I have baby. And she said, "Go." So I went, right? And then the angel was like, go back, and be like, "Oh, you did it. You were such a good guy," right? "I am so sorry. Whatever I did, I'll never do it again. Like, fuck your husband because you told me to." Moreover, the angel said, "I will greatly multiply your descendants, so they will be too many to count." And the angel of the Lord said, continued, he said, "You're pregnant, and you will bear a son, and you'll call him Ishmael, because the Lord has given heed to your affliction, and He will be a wild donkey of a man. He and his hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand will be against him. And he will live to the east of all his brothers. Here we go with the east again. Then he called the name. Then she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are so fucking good, and you see everything. And then she was like, how am I even alive after seeing God? Like, what the, whoa, mind blown, right? Therefore, the well was called Bir Lahai Roy. It's behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. So Hagar, oh, so she didn't have a baby while she was doing this. She was just walking around pregnant. Did, wait a minute. She conceived, right? And everybody knew she was pregnant. And then Hagar kicked her, or Sarai kicked Hagar out. And then somehow the angel told her she was pregnant. I thought she already knew that. And then he said, you have baby. You name him Ishmael. Everybody hates him. It's good time. And so Hagar bore Abram a son and called him Ishmael. And Abram was 86 when Hagar had Ishmael. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Now, when Abram was 99, okay. So this is, hold on, he was 86 when Ishmael was born, in 99. So 13 years. Okay, so this is 13 years later when Abe was 99. The Lord appeared to Abe. Oh, this is chapter 17, by the way. And said, I am God Almighty. Okay, so this is different than the Lord. Okay, so I am God Almighty. So is this ancient God? Walk before me and be blameless, and I will establish my covenant between me and you. Okay, so this must be God's like fierce personality, like his fierce personality. And I will multiply you exceedingly. And Abram did the face thing. And God talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be the father of a multitude of nations. No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name will be called Abraham. So you're still going to be Abe, but you're going to be Abraham. and I will make you the father of a multitude of nations, and I will make you exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of you, and kings shall come forth from you. And I will establish my covenant between you and I and your descendants after you throughout their generations for an everlasting covenant to be okay. I will make a covenant between me, you, and your descendants after you throughout their generations for an everlasting covenant to be God to you and your descendants after you. And I will give to you and your descendants after you the land of your sojournings, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession. I will be their God. And God said further to Abe, now, as for you, you shall keep my covenant, you, your descendants after you, throughout their generations. And this is my covenant which you shall keep between me, you, and your descendants after you. Every male among you shall be circumcised. Okay, this, we're going to start looking for sucking circumcisions. What has to do with the blood? They suck the blood out of little boys' penises. And I am on a mission to find that in this here Bible. Because I haven't found it the first time I read through this, but I'm going to try to find it the second time. See if the circumcision has to do with sucking dick. Baby dick. Okay? And something tells me it's not in this book. It's in that book they made up before they went to Babylon. But why the fuck? Who does that? Who does that? They're like, we're going to do the circumcision and then we're going to suck dick. We're going to suck baby dick. Who thinks that's a good idea? Who in the ancient world was like, I feel like I really need to suck some baby pecker right now. I need to taste the blood. Bleh. These fucking sick motherfuckers. Listen. And did you know when you say that to people, you know, like, these Jewish ceremonies for circumcision, did you know they suck baby dick? People are like, no, they don't. It's like, look it up. Yes, they do. They say they do it with straws, but how do babies get herpes? And I want to even know where that came from. Like, who the fuck thought it was a great idea to suck baby pecker? Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. But I really want to know. Does anybody else want to know where the fuck this shit comes from? Okay. And you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be the sign of the covenant between me and you. And every male among you who is 8 days old shall be circumcised throughout your generations. A servant who is born in the house, or who is brought with money, or who is bought with money from any foreigner who is not your descendants. A servant who is born in your house, or who is bought with money, shall surely be circumcised. Thus shall my covenant be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. But an uncircumcised male who is not circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, that person shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. Then God said, as for Sarai, you shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name, and I will bless her indeed. I will give you a son by her. Then I will bless her, and she shall be mother of nations. King of a mother of nations, kings of people shall come from her. Then Abe did the face thing and laughed and said in his heart, I'm a fucking 100 years old. Are you kidding me? And Abe said, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And God said, no, Sarah is going to bear you a son, and you shall call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will bless him and will make him fruitful and multiply him exceedingly. He shall become the father of 12 princes, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant is with Isaac. I fuck with Isaac, yo. Which is going to be born around this time next year, by the way. And when he finished talking, God went up from Abe. Then Abe took Ishmael, his son, and all the servants who were born in his house, and all who were bought with money, every male among the men of Abe's house. He took them and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin the very same day. Now, Abe was 99 when he was circumcised, and Ishmael was 13 years old when he was circumcised. And the very same day Abe was circumcised. So Abe and Abe and Ishmael were circumcised on the same day, and also all the men of his household. They were all circumcised on the same day. Oh, okay. So, what was that, 15, 16, and 17? Okay. So, this is the chapter, 17 is the chapter of the circumcision. And I don't see nothing in here about straws, blood, sucking. Did I miss it? I must have missed it, right? Did I miss it? Because I don't think I I don't see it in here. I want to know where these sick motherfuckers came up with that. Who does that? They're like, I want to suck the baby penis. What? Listen. I can't handle it. Because every time I read the Old Testament, it's like, I want to. Where did it come from? And again, I haven't found it in the Bible. We're reading it right now. It's Genesis chapter 17. And it doesn't say nothing about what these sick motherfuckers do to little babies. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. And again, I think it comes from that book they made up before they went to Babylon. A book that was made up by not God's Jewish people, these fake ass Jewish people, is where it comes from. Come on. No. But I don't know. I don't know, but it freaks me the fuck out. But it's not in the Bible. So, I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's laundry day, so do your laundry. Oh, and clean your cat boxes. Also, you should probably clean your cat box because you probably forgot it was trash night and didn't take out your trash. uh, so clean your cat box and do your laundry. Oh my god, I'm such a fuck up. Anyway, I love you. Keep your nose clean, your shoes tied, don't get ready, stay ready. I love you.